all right. You know what time it is. Neil Ratner Rock Doc here with a story. So today marks an anniversary that I'm sure the Rolling Stones would like to forget. December 6, 1969 was the day of the infamous concert at the Altamont Speedway in California. Certainly considered one of rock and roll's worst days. Now, and as usual, a little background first. Okay, so the story is a little bit fuzzy, but I'll tell it to you as I understand it. Now, according to Spencer Dryden of the Jefferson Airplane, the idea for a Woodstock West came from him and Yorma and was to include the Grateful Dead and the Rolling Stones, as well as the Jefferson Airplane, who next to the Beatles were the biggest band in the world at that time. Rolling Stones, I mean. Now, Mick Jagger remembered it differently. They were on tour in the U.S. and the press were complaining about the high ticket prices, so Jagger claims to have suggested a free concert in San Francisco to end the tour. Jagger was also pissed that the Stones had missed Woodstock. Okay, whatever version is correct, plans went into full swing, with filmmakers Albert and David Maysles hired to film the event. But there were problems with the location. Both San Jose State University, which had held a very successful recent large festival, and the city of San Francisco denied permits so Sears Point Raceway was suggested, but the owners wanted a $300,000 security deposit from the Stones, so that idea never happened. Again, a festival and no place to have it. With less than a week to go and no location, out of nowhere, the owner of the Altamont racetrack offered his place. Now, the Stones were busy recording in Alabama, and the Airplane were on tour in Florida. So Rock Scully, the manager of the Dead, and Michael Lang of Woodstock fame, who had been helping out and who had the same problem with Woodstock, as we all know, were hastily recruited to take a helicopter ride over the site to make sure it was okay. The two approved the site. But with only 2 days to go, it was impossible to provide the venue with enough toilets and medical tents. A stage was hastily constructed, but it stood less than 4 feet off the ground. And to make matters worse, security had not yet been hired. Now, both the Jefferson Airplane and the Dead had used Hells Angels security as security for some of their gigs with no incidents, so they thought, why not? Rock Scully and Sam Cutler, the Stones' road manager, negotiated the deal. And according to Sam, the only agreement there ever was, the Angels would make sure nobody tampered with the generators, but that was the extent of it. But there was no way they're going to be the police force or anything like that. And in exchange, the Angels would be paid $500 worth of beer. So in effect, the Angels were told that they'd be required to do little more than sit on the edge of the stage, drink beer, and make sure there weren't any murders or rapes occurring. Right. Now, Santana opened the show without any problems at all, but as the day went on, both the mood of the Angels and the crowd became more agitated and violent. And mind you, there were close to 300,000 people there. By the time the Airplane went on, things had gotten somewhat out of control between the Angels and the crowd. When Marty Ballin tried to stop one of the Angels from harassing the crowd, the Angel punched him in the face, knocking him out. Now, Cantner verbally sparred with the Angels, and things finally quieted down enough for both the Flying Burrito Brothers and Crosby, Stills and Nash to do their sets. And then it was time for the Stones. As soon as Jagger stepped out of the helicopter, a concert goer punched him in the head, which turned out to be a sign of what was to come. The Stones were into their third song, of course, Sympathy for the Devil, what else? When all hell broke loose, and they had to pause their set. After another appeal for calm, the band restarted the song and continued their set with no incidents until the start of Under My Thumb. That's when some of the Angels got into a fight with 18-year-old Meredith Hunter. They chased him back into the crowd, But Hunter was enraged and returned to the front of the stage and drew a .22 caliber revolver. Hell's Angel Alan Pissarro, seeing Hunter drawing the revolver, drew a knife from his belt and charged Hunter from the side, knocking out Hunter's pistol with his left hand and stabbing him twice with his right hand, killing him. The Stones knew something was going on but couldn't see the stabbing. They stopped playing for a while, but the crowd calmed down again and they finished their set. Now, the gun was recovered, turned over to the police, and Hunter's autopsy confirmed he was high on meth when he died. Pissarro was arrested and tried for murder in the summer of '71, but was acquitted after a jury viewed concert footage showing Hunter brandishing the revolver and concluded that Pissarro had acted in self-defense. So the Summer of Love, which had started in San Francisco in the summer of 1967 and cruised along right through Woodstock in the summer of '69, came to a crashing end December 6th, 1969 at the Altamont Speedway. That's my story, sad but true. There's films and videos and you can see what happened. That was the story of Altamont. And I hope you enjoyed it. That's my story. I'll have more stories as the week goes on. Hope you enjoyed it. And as I like to tell you, always remember to keep on rocking. All right. Bye for now.